Welcome to the Blueprint in Practice, the video series where I show exactly how I implement the blueprint in real life. And the blueprint is probably the simplest approach to getting jacked strong and fit on the internet. It's how I build my physique, a good amount of strength, and elite level cardiovascular fitness, training under 1 hour a week with only 3 exercises and having cooked down the nutritional side to 3 simple rules to follow as well. The blueprint is in the description and it's free to read through if you're interested. Alright guys, the Blueprint in Practice, episode 14. So I'm weighing in at 93.5 kilos and I'm able to do 5 reps on my first set. If you watch these videos, you know that I'm working on a major update of the blueprint at the moment. So that's something that's going to change as well. So instead of only looking at your strength and looking at just looking in the mirror to keep track of whether you're gaining weight or not, or losing weight if you're cutting, that just doesn't work, because a 1 kilo change, which is how much weight you're going to be gaining approximately a month if you're bulking, or the opposite if you're cutting using the blueprint approach, that is not, you can't see that change in the mirror. That's too small of a change, all right? Moving forward, I'm just going to be looking at the weight. So I'm going to be weighing myself weekly, Monday. Always make sure to do it the first thing in the morning, after you've done what you have to do in the morning, whether that is taking a piss or whatever. Just do what you have to do and then weigh yourself and make sure that it's in the same, at the same time every day if you weigh yourself daily, or the same time every week you weigh yourself if you weigh yourself weekly, which is what I'm going to be doing. And then obviously you have to keep track of your strength progress. But something else that's going to be changing is that you don't have to add a kilo or a rep a month to the first set of the chin up to make progress, because at some point down the road, that's not going to be like how fast you're going to be making progress. It's going to be slower than that. So just because you didn't add a rep or a kilo to the weight vest doesn't mean you plateaued. That's just the rate at which you gain strength now, and that's fine. And something that you also have to take in consideration is that you're also gaining body weight when you're bulking, which is what I'm doing at the moment, obviously. So even if nothing changes on the strength front, so you're not adding reps to any of your sets, not even the second, third, or fourth set, and you obviously didn't add any weight to the weight vest either, but you still gained body weight, well, then you didn't plateau. You're actually stronger now, even if you're just doing the same as last month than you were, the month before, because you've gained weight and you're now actually lifting approximately a kilo more than you were last month. So you've actually gotten quite a bit stronger, you see. And obviously, unless you're super advanced, you are going to be getting stronger faster than this. So you can look at, even in a bulk, add in, a rep or even multiple reps or multiple kilos a month to the weight vest. For me personally, my progress is about, a rep or a kilo more. Those are equivalents a month, on top of me obviously gaining weight. So in reality, I'm adding about 2 kilos or 2 kilos worth of progressive overload to my chin up a month, and that also means all the other exercises, obviously. So the push-ups and the squats. And last month I said that I would, if I didn't hit 7 reps at the end of this month, I would have plateaued. And that's also true, but because I got injured and I took a week off and stuff like that, I'm throwing that out the window. And I'm just going to be doing, I'm only able to do 5 reps right at the moment. And I'm just going to be tracking that as my benchmark moving forward. So even if I don't hit 7 reps at the end of the month, I won't count it as a plateau. Also because of the new changes, so even if nothing happens, you're still gaining strength most likely because your body weight is increasing. I'm also going to be including in the blueprint that you can vary your training more if you want to, and you don't have to do the exact same exercises as me if you don't want to. If you want to do dips instead of push-ups, fine. It does the same stuff pretty much and serves the same function. It's a pushing movement, you see. So stuff like that is also going to be changing. But because there are some changes in the blueprint, things are a little confused right now. which is quite annoying, but that's just how it is. It's a transitional period for me also. So I'm sort of testing out these new, like, major, it's really minor changes in the grand scheme of things, and how those work. And it seems like it's working more, because it is true, like in terms of plateauing, like if you gain even the slightest amount of strength, that's not a plateau. That might just be the rate at which you gain strength now, all right? So adding 1 rep or 1 kilo a month to the weight vest is not like the minimum strength progress you could be making before you should see it as plateauing. That's not true. For nutrition, it's the same as usual. I think I'm going to stop including pictures because it's just the same stuff, all right? It's the same stuff as usual. And I've gotten a little bit fatter than I've been in the past, obviously because I'm bulking. And I think I'm going to bulk up to 95 kilos, as I've said before in these videos, before reversing it and beginning a cut, perhaps. Because I'm looking a little bit more chubby, you know. I don't have that definition that I did in the beginning of my bulk, which is a little annoying. It's actually quite incredible how big a change it makes to your physique. Just gaining a little bit more fat, like a couple kilos more fat, that totally ruins everything, like in terms of aesthetics. Like all of a sudden, your entire physique is covered by a layer of fat and you can't see it. So it's critical that you don't get too fat if you want to like retain your aesthetics or whatever. Like just cutting down, in my case, if I were to just lose a couple of kilos instantly, I would probably look 10 kilos heavier. Like, because you can now see the muscle mass, you see. And another thing about cutting, especially when you're doing the weighted calisthenics, is also that you'll probably feel like you're getting stronger. So let's say you've been bulking and you haven't, gained any strength, or it doesn't feel like you've gotten any stronger because you haven't added any reps or weight. I mean, that's an extreme case to your strength at all. But you've gained, 10 kilos to your body weight. Well, then you're actually lifting. Even if you're doing the same amount of weight in the weight vest and the same amount of reps as before the bulk, I mean, that's not going to happen, but this is a theoretical example, or most likely not going to happen. Then you've actually gotten 10 kilos stronger on all your lifts, you see. So you've actually gotten like quite a lot stronger. And this is like a realistic progression of strength down the road when you're super advanced. But then when you begin cutting, you might find yourself, because you're going to retain the vast amount of the muscle you build and only lose fat. I mean, in an ideal world, right? But you want that ratio to be as much fat loss as possible compared to muscle loss. Then you might find yourself, or you'll probably find yourself, increasing the amount of reps you do, and even increasing the amount of weight you do. So maybe you'll find yourself increasing the amount of weight in a weight vest by like 5 to 10 kilos during your cut, because you've dropped body weight, but you've retained as much. You've dropped body fat mostly, and retained as much muscle as possible. So you have retained most of your strength, but you're now lifting way less body weight. You see, so you can equate that up on the weight vest, or in terms of doing more reps now than before, etc. So that's quite cool when you're training with weighted calisthenics. So you'll both get leaner, you'll be able to see the physique, and you feel like you're getting stronger, even though you're not really getting stronger, because the absolute load you're lifting has shrunk because you're less heavy. Like your body weight is less heavy, you see. And I think that's sort of the update for now. Things are changing a little bit, but I'm gonna create a major update for you guys when the time is right and I'm finished with the blueprint. There's also going to be a lot more visuals, so a lot more graphs and stuff, so you get like a visual interpretation of it. It can be quite hard to understand things when they're just written down and you don't have anything to look at as like a visual explanation. So that's going to be included where necessary as well in the new blueprint. And I don't know if I'm going to charge for it. I've been thinking about whether I should make like a subscription service kind of thing, where you both get access to the blueprint, so you're charging for the blueprint now, but also like a private community where we'll like train together, or like we'll be more intimate. It's the private chats and and progress pictures and stuff like that. And then maybe this Blueprint in Practice will also only be in that community. So like you'll get access to the Blueprint private community where we'll take the training seriously, you know what I'm saying? Also, when things are free, like the Blueprint is at the moment, people just take it for granted, you know? If you can just access it whenever, well, whatever. Whereas when people pay for stuff, they take it more seriously, you know? That's an argument for it. But also like having the Blueprint free for people. But that's something I'm going to be thinking a little about. What do you guys think? Let me know. And it's not like anything crazy. It's going to be like $25 a month, and then an annual membership where it's like $15 a month, something like that. But then I can also monetize this channel instead of having to rely on fucking Ko-fi donations. Like, that's just not gonna be a way to make a living on this YouTube thing. All right. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and have a good day.